Hello. Very good.
Excellent work. I'll jump straight into it. Out of Andy Knightley, Danny Butterman, and Ed, which was your favourite character to play, or what one did you have most fun with?
Well, look. I mean, in terms of fun, it's. The boring answer is, I put so much work and effort into all those characters and people that it's not fun. It's not. I take it very seriously, and I work really hard in terms of, every night I'll do an hour and a half work on the script when I wrap, and then I'll do, 3 hours a day at weekends, just learning lines and making sure I know the script back to front, and I bring it home. I'm terrible for bringing it home with me, so my poor wife has to put up with a lot of shiznit in terms of me being the characters at home a little bit. I don't think you can ever do justice to a character unless you become them, which is fine when you're Danny Butterman, but when you're John Self or this guy, it's a bit harder. But Danny Butterman was lovely. I mean, Ed was a bit of a self-centered dick, and Andy's a bit serious, a bit grown up. But Ed, Danny was nice. He was so naive and loyal and passionate about films that I liked him. But in terms of nuts and bolts of going to work and doing it,
Same process.
well, getting to fight a lot was great. That's fun. We did a lot of fighting and a lot of physical stuff, which is, me and Simon have always loved the rough and tumble, and it was a treat to be Andy and to have a chance to do a double Hulk Barstool rampage was fun. But then in Hot Fuzz I got to fire lots of wonderful, nines, which was a 9 and 38, which was nice. I do, yeah.
So obviously, like playing Andy is a bit more serious role. So I suppose did you have to approach that a bit differently? Or did the other two characters more laid back and comical?
No, not at all. It's always the same process. I mean, just because a character is overtly serious as opposed to I think it's about what you're not seeing as opposed to what is up there. No, it's always the same, exactly the same.
Did you feel a bit pressured to make The World's End a bit more accessible to Americans, given the success of Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, or do they just lap up the Britishness?
No, I think we've always. I mean, that's one of the strands that run through the three films is the fact that they are British. We've never toned our Britishness down. We're not that. We're kind of similar. It's only the cultural specifics that are different, but it's. I think if you start to try and pander to what you think your audience wants, you water down the thing that they liked in the first place, and I think that's when you have a kind of problem.
Yeah, I did like how all three films were set in parts of the country that you don't often see on screens.
Yeah, they're very, rural British settings.
I think that's really good. It really finds home the Britishness of it all.
Yeah.
When you were on the set, when you were obviously drinking and getting drunk, what was the beer replacement that you had to drink?
It was a fancy. I mean, it took a while in terms of getting it right. I mean, at first there was a version which was like a cream soda, great froth, but there was so much sugar after 2 pints it made your eyes spin round. Then there was a version which was a 0.1% low alcohol, and with that we found that there was a placebo effect. So even after 2 or 3 pints of that, you started to feel a bit drunk, even though the alcohol level is so minute. So eventually we found a kind of fizzy-ish water, which was coloured with a very light caramel, and then they had like a sugar syrup on top, which those little buzzers you get you can buy them in Argos to make home cappuccinos.
Yes.
So they had lots of kind of that going on before. So even right up to the point where they said take, they'd be kind of, and then someone would come in with a spoon and just lay it on top of the pints.
Then it was go.
And that was it, yeah. So there was a lot of water. I mean, we drank pints of water every day. So our noses and our coats were really glossy and shiny.
Yeah, that placebo effect, that happens. That does happen.
Yeah, it's terrible too.
If you have a night out when you're driving and your friends are drinking, you feel like you become drunk.
Yeah, don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Just
No,
go home.
exactly. Yeah, just go home. Yeah. Obviously, is there a heightened pressure going into the World's End, given the huge success of Sean first, or did you just approach it so you didn't even think about it?
Yeah, we didn't even think about it. It's that thing that you just make the film that you want to make, and if you put as much effort into it as you did the other two, and you're as honest, and we put ourselves through so much in terms of pressure for it to be a good film. You just full stop.
Yeah.
Not what people think of it as, but what we would be proud enough to show to our friends, or the film that we would want to watch. That we never really noticed the exterior pressure in terms of wanting to conform to what people want that film to be.
Yeah. Obviously, you've worked now with 2 former 007s. Can you sort of say which one is
3, if you
Three,
count
is it?
Daniel Craig in Tintin,
Oh yes, that's
the current
very
incumbent.
I was sticking to the 3, the 2 film or the 3 films.
Yeah, that we've done.
Yeah, not to sound corny, very.
Sure.
Which one did you find the most daunting, sort of on set with Pierce Brosnan?
I don't know. There is a thing called the Bond effect, where they're both equally as daunting. You know, but both of those men, considering they've been Bonds and they've been, you know, arguably the most profile job in cinema at one point, they were both incredibly professional and incredibly giving in terms of their performance and their talent and time, and the wanting to hang around and not go back to trailers and be one of the guys. And it was a treat, you know, sitting around that table in that pub before the Beehive kicked off, and you know, doing all of Pierce's coverage. And you know, I don't have anything to say in that scene. I just kind of look at Martin's O on his forehead.
Yeah.
But just kind of hearing him do his, you know what, Peter? They want us along for the ride. You know, it was amazing just to watch a great actor do great acting. It's it's never lost on Simon and I that we're in the position where, you know, I always think as an actor for me personally, there are 2 bits in my mind that's happening during the scene. There's the one piece of brain who is on the Rolodex of what's coming next in terms of actions and dialogue, and there's the other free roaming vapor which can go outside of me and look at the scene and the acting and think, oh, look at this, it's Pierce Brosnan, you know, this.
Yeah.
It was in friggin' Matador and Dante's Peak. And it's never lost on you that you're, look at this, we're acting with Pierce Brosnan, here we go. Okay, here comes the line, say the line. And, you know, it's a treat. It's a treat to do.
It's nice though, you still get starstruck.
Well, it's not, but you have to get, it's not starstruck as in, you know, it's starstruck, it's performance, being performance struck, I think, and the fact that this guy is a fantastic actor. And I have it with Paddy and Simon, I get it with Simon, and Eddie Marzan and Martin, and, you know, I've done a few bits and pieces with Olivia Colman recently, and you just think, she's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and all those people make it, they have that amazing thing that Rafa Nadal has when he plays tennis. And it makes it look easy. You think, I could do that. And you couldn't. Try doing it. You couldn't do it, you know.
No, Lily was great. I've met her a couple of years back.
Amazing.
She's a lovely lady.
Yeah.
I'll ask one quick last question. I feel like I need to.
Sure.
Are you quite excited about to see what Edgar will be doing with Ant-Man?
Yeah, I mean, I love Edgar. I love Edgar's films. You know, I loved Scott Pilgrim. I thought it was amazing. And to watch that over and over and over again is a is a treat. You know, I think people will watch that film forever, and it will be quoted as, you know, a classic in how to make a film.
Yes.
So, you know, in terms of effort and script and technique and cast, I can't wait because I think it's going to be amazing.
He certainly